Alright, let's go over TWMC. I want to go over my exact trade on it where I bought 300 shares at 442 at 9:31 a.m. and I sold the shares at 9:35 a.m. at 571. I made $1.30 a share in 4 minutes. I want to go over that, how I was able to get such a low entry on such a powerful move. See, I even sold it way too soon. So there's a lot of upside on this one. So I wanted to go over it, just give you guys some insight as to why I was looking at it. You can see that it's a former runner. Just recently had a big spike. It had news. It was a gapper. Made a big run. 980. Pulled back. I've actually been looking for a strong bounce on this for a while, and I didn't really get it in this area. Sells off. Bottoms out here. And I will show you what really occurred that got my attention to it. So after hours, there was some PR that came out. It announces closing of the sale, some segment, and entry into credit facility for another segment. I couldn't even tell you what that means, but we see it goes from 370 to 502. Whenever you get a move like this on a low float former runner, this is just a no-brainer to me. You have to watch this the next day. It's just should instantly go on your watch list when this occurs. If you didn't see this, I would highly recommend try to make it a habit to jump on. Even if you can jump on for 5 minutes, just every night. If you jump on for 5 minutes, just take a look at what moved after hours. Something had a PR, something had some good news. Just take 5 minutes out of your night and just take a look, and you'll be surprised what you'll find that can give you an edge in the morning. I mean, this had some prints in the morning, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't on a lot of people's radar because the news came out after hours, not pre-market. So what you see here is, like, for the most part, it holds its gains pretty well, I would say. And it was like 370. You can see pre-market, it's still trading in the 440s. It held its gains pretty well, and you get this downtrend. So I was looking for, after market open, I was looking for the breakout of the downtrend for an explosive move up, since it is a former runner and we know it can make giant moves. That's what I was looking for. Zoom in. The spread was about 20 cents. Obviously not the greatest spread. Didn't really have prints, so I didn't really know how to play it, but I just waited. And then I got my confirmation, which was 4,000 shares at 442, I believe, appeared. I used bid support as my confirmation of entry. I only took 300 shares. I do kind of regret that. I do wish I took more like 500. But I try to base my share size based on the spread and what I consider appropriate risk given the volatility. Don't always know what bids are going to appear and what type of support is going to appear, so I kind of misjudged the sizing. That would be my regret on the entry, but I was able to buy instantly as soon as I saw the bid support come in, and got 300 shares at 444. So if I was wrong and somebody sold into the 442 support and the 4,000 shares disappeared before I could get out, then we would be looking at possibly 20 cents a share loss, right? So there's no guarantee to bid support or level 2. You analyze level 2. There's no guarantees there. I just think it's a small edge. So if you feel like something might go up and now you get bid support, well, that's just another factor that gives you an edge. in your entry. And if it was weak and it didn't start going, that bid support is there to cushion your fall. So hopefully, ideally, if it fails, you'll be able to cut into the bid support. So I like to buy when bid support is right under me to catch my fall if I do fall. In this case, though, it worked. I pretty much right away I got a nice surge, and it was volatile. It was kind of coming back to my entry at some points, but I had a plan that I would try to risk 440 area. Where yeah, so that was my plan. I stuck to it. I did get the uptrend. At this point, I was up nearly $400, and I just locked it in. I locked in profits. I thought, for 4 minutes, that's $1.30 a share. Thought I could maybe sell it, and then if it pulled back or if it developed for a while, I could re-entry. What I didn't really anticipate to happen was that it just surged into a halt, which, based on the ticker, it's made some big runs. Maybe I should have anticipated this and just held on. I locked it up for $380, but I left a lot on the table, which is why I was a little disappointed in my performance. I felt like patience would have paid in this scenario, and I mean, if you look at the candles, it's not fully parabolic yet, and I may have jumped the gun on the sell, but it is what it is. We get a halt. After the halt, it gaps up and is able to find $8 a share, which is pretty cool. So, I sold at 570, and if I would have been more patient, waited for a halt, I think I would have gotten out probably around 730. And we see it does reach 8, so that's pretty cool. Actually has nice development again. It forms a clean triangle with clean volumetric, but my rules personally don't allow me to buy things that are this overextended. But, an entry in the 790 area, see if it could surge again into maybe another halt. This plays wild, you never know. In this case, it didn't really do much. It got weak and came down, so it would have been nothing, It would have been, would have probably just got out break even if I had played it. Like I said, it was too overextended for me to re-enter it, so didn't take that play. So yeah, I mean, to recap, I would just say most important part of this entire play is just jumping on that, like I said, taking that 5 minutes every night to jump on and just take a look. What moved? What moved? What has after hours news? That's what got me prepared for the entry that I took. Okay, so it's a low float. It's a former runner. Just recently had a nice spike about a month ago. After hours news holds gains relatively well. Makes a pretty nice TA pattern that I am comfortable with. And I played it for breakout of the downtrend for further upside. I think that's the best that I can really explain it. As far as like when exactly you enter, personal preference and just something that you gain over time with experience. So I hope this video helped as far as why some people may be confused how I can even expect this upside or how I knew to watch it in the first place. Hopefully that this clears some of that confusion up, gets people thinking about how to get prepared. Watching, and I'll see you on the next recap.